natin kung sino mamatay ang dilat ng mga mata! Makiba! Huwag matakot! Makiba! Huwag matakot!
Oh my God! Guys! There's a bomb!
Jake. Baka mo lang to ng ganyan ha. Oo, takpan.
We have the initial assessment of the multi-casualty scene, and no decontamination is required.
The scene is now safe for the rescuers.
Approaching the scene of mass casualty event. Roll the rescue lines. We're going to triage all the victims. We are faced with a large number of casualties. The fundamental principle of guided resource allocation is to do the greatest good for the greatest number of people. First, we start with a mobile victim. Attention everybody, we're here to help. Non-ambulatory victims who we tag with a pink tag for minor injuries. This victim is out of the area and treatment may be delayed. Next, move to the other patients. Open her airway. If the victim is breathing, monitor the respiration quickly. If the patient's breathing is less than 30 cycles per minute, move on to perfusion. Feel on the radial pulse. If it is then perfusing adequately, move on to the mental side of assessment. Can you move your arm? Can you move? If they are not aroused, if they are not able to perform the command, quickly apply pressure to any perfused bleeding. Then move on to the next victim. This victim will be tied as shred for immediate. Next victim. Check for respiration. Victim is breathing, but she's breathing more than 30 cycles per minute. She will be classified as red for immediate and move on to the next victim.
Our next victim is not breathing. Try to reposition and open airway. The victim is still not breathing, attempt to open airway with head, tail, chin, ease maneuver. If victim is still not breathing, classify as black for disease or unresponsive. You will not start CPR at this point. Move on to your next victim. Moving on to next patient. Our victim is not breathing, try to reposition. Check for perfusion. Pulse assessed is good with circulation. Give rescue breaths. The patient responded. Tagged red for immediate.
Our next victim is breathing. Respiration is less than 30. Check for perfusion. Radial pulse is absent. Try to assess the carotid pulse. Also absent. Last to check apical pulse. Pulse here is still present. Classify as red and move on to the next victim. First to assess respiratory. If respirations are less than 30 per minute, check for perfusion. Radial pulse is present. Move on to mental status assessment. Can you move your arms, please? Yes, ma'am. We'll do the best that we can. We'll just finish classifying casualties. Okay, mental status is padded. We will classify this victim as yellow for delay.
The next victim is this one. Patient is severely distorted. Help! My chest is broken. My heart on the side of extremes. Even after hospital delivery, patient's chances of survival is severely low due to striking damages to the great vessels of the organ. However, he is still technically alive, so will be classified as green. Conditions associated with a high mortality rate would be assigned a low triage priority and move on to the next patient. Moving on to the next patient, our victim is not breathing. Try to reposition and open the airway. Yeah, the patient did not respond. Tell it initially as that and move on to the next patient.
Next victim. The casualty appears to be conscious.
Hey, help me! I have a wound in my chest. I can't breathe.
The victim has a sucking chest wound. Immediately apply a seal to the wound. A gauze may elevate it for the meantime just to prevent positive pressure from coming in, and also to lessen profuse bleeding. Can be read down for imaging. Also, 3 victims under the late triage category.
Ma'am, I have 3 victims under immediate triage to be transported as soon as possible.
Ma'am, I will be needing about 5 more bandages for victims with the delay category and also a long backboard and slings.
Make sure you document the result of the rapid assessment of the victims in the population with the respective conditions under triage. Did you get it?
Affirmative.
For the needed assistance, we need stretchers primarily on that side, following there, and on the forward right, spleen sleeves, and container for the limb. Rescuer deploy now to perform life-saving measures, and now for quick transport.
Massive number of casualties have been also inflicted with some serious cases of burns. Extensive burns may lead to massive edema. Obstruction may result from upper airway swelling. Risk of upper airway obstruction increases with massive burns. All patients with deep burns greater than 35 to 40% total body surface area should be endotracheally intubated upon transport to hospital. All burn patients should initially be treated with the principles of advanced burns and trauma life support. The ABCs, airway, breathing, circulation of trauma tape proceeded over caring for the burn. Cover wound with clean, dry sheet or dressing. No wet dressings.
Moving on to a burn patient. Reasons for respiration and perfusion followed by mental status check. Okay, mental status is patent. The patient is suffering with an approximately 35% TBSA deep burn. Fluid loss will eventually turn into unfavorable situation. Anticipation of obtaining IV access anywhere possible. Unburned areas preferred. Burned areas acceptable. Cat downs are last resort. Hysterectomy will save a limb if the case necessitates it. This patient was classified red. Move on now for transportation.
With checking on the respirations and perfusion and move to the mental status. Hey ma'am, can you move your arm? The victim is lethargic and suspected to have traumatic injury. Neck is for mobilization. A surgical collar is needed. 2 rolled towels or any nebulizer placed on each side of the head and taped securely across the forehead onto a long backboard down for transport.
Assessing the patient with red tag. The patient is now seen with access of breathing. Reposition and open
Uy, kaya niyo ba? Chiki, maglakad ka na lang muna kaya. Sige na. Sige, kapag ba? Sige, maglakad ka muna.
We may not be able to stop disasters, but we can prepare for them. By doing so, we limit the damage and save.
Situation is now under control. We had a disaster classified as level 1. Local emergency response personnel and organizations can contain and effectively manage the disaster and its aftermath. This bombing incident inflicted damage to approximately 30 individuals, but we already taken initial measures in there. We also have 2 victims suffered from more than 60% total body surface area from the massive burns they got caught into. Some of the victims were inflicted with less than 45 total body surface area and were given immediate intervention, while some victims were wrecked to first, second-degree burns and were classified in non-life-threatening situations. All of the victims now are for transport to the evacuation center for further medical interventions. Thank you for that information. I take whatever. And now back to the studio.